That's fine.
So,
Okay. Can I say it now?
yes.
Right. Bal Nasser. There we go. Right. So we were talking earlier and Nas didn't press record because in all the times he's done his podcasting, the thing you learn to do is press record. He didn't do that.
That's the only thing he's learned.
That's the only thing he said. So we're talking about it. So starting off gym journeys.
No, hang on. Flipping hell. Who's the host? Welcome, folks, to a brand new episode of Fitpod, where today I have man of many talents and all the knowledge in the world that you need. I'm very excited to have this man today in the gym, and to be fair and to be honest with you, he was the first person I went to when I was thinking about setting up this podcast, and he helped me in my first few days to set this whole thing up, what to ask, how to say certain things. So all of that credit goes to Bal Singh. Bal, thank you very much for coming, taking your precious time out. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to say a massive thank you for the time that you sat with me and you went through everything of how to do things, how to structure this thing. And to be honest with you, I didn't really kind of get to say that a thank you personally.
You did, of course you did.
So,
look, you're more than welcome. It takes two. You do all the work, man. We just sat and spoke about things because when you're someone to bounce ideas off and brainstorm.
Bring your mic a bit closer. Yeah.
When you got someone to bounce ideas off, a bit lower. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're talking over the mic.
Over the mics. Okay. So you get someone to brainstorm, bounce ideas off, let things go organically. That's kind of the whole thing. It's very hard to do it on your own because you have an echo chamber of your own ideas and hard to grow out of it. So they always say most creatives, you've got two sides. You've got the artist and you've got the script writer. You've got to bring them both together. That's how most creative advertisement teams work. Yeah. The visual and the written. So when you have anything you're going to create or build from scratch, you want somebody to have the ideas that bounce off from you, but not always agree with you on everything. Yes, that's the most important thing. Mm-hmm. It's what do you agree on and what do you disagree on a professional level, where you don't fall out with each other. Yeah, because a lot of people don't like criticism. Yeah, they're like, no, this is my idea. I want to take it forward the way I want to take it forward. But that's not the point. The point is you got to kind of get the best bits. I think it varies on the person because, like, you know me, right? We've known each other for a number of years now. I love having the debate. I love having the arguments because I'm here for the idea of, many years ago, people always told me, Bal, you always think you're in the right. And I go, well, yeah, obviously, because I am. You always think. See what I mean? Right? No, but you evolve from that, right? You always think you're right. My argument back then was, of course I think I'm right. I'm not going to argue about something I think I'm wrong about, am I? That's a stupid statement. Yeah. The statement really was. Regardless if I'm right or wrong. Yeah. The statement should have been, Bal, you think you're right, but you don't allow any space to accept another point of view. Mm-hmm. And that's the key difference I realized many years later. It's understanding that maybe something here I'm missing, maybe something here that if I don't get the same point of view you get, that's fine, I can accept that. But I need to understand fundamentally, I learn to appreciate, why do you think the way you're thinking? And why don't I? If there's a fundamental difference there, fine. But if there's an underlying point I'm missing out on something that I can improve my own knowledge, then why would I not embrace that? Yeah. Right? Not to be interested to every Tom, Dick and Harry, but hear a point of view, try and understand, why people think the way they think and why it gets to where they get to. So for me, the biggest thing for that, as an example, is Brexit. I'm big into politics, but Brexit happened and I thought about it on a simple point of view of, economically, this is stupid. It makes no sense at all. I can understand the frustration of people in terms of foreigners and bloody blah, but I can't understand why so many people would want to vote in this way. So I had to take a step back and I was realizing as time went on, closer and closer to the voting day, I think Brexit's going to win because the narrative of some people will not change. They're simply set on too many foreigners. Or this, and my own dad voted for Brexit, right? And I look at him like, Dad, what? He goes, all these bloody foreigners. I go, no, don't start, Dad. You came here in 1977. Don't start that. He said, I came to work, they came to claim. I go, that's not true, Dad. That fallacy isn't true. He also, the money for the NHS would be good because the NHS is struggling. Fine. He was lied to. Next day, Farage on an interview, we don't guarantee that money. Why would he? He wasn't part of the main process anyway. And my dad to this day feels ashamed about it. A lot of guys feel ashamed about it because they were hoodwinked.
But because of their stance, they'll just still...
They
won't accept it.
Some either get angry, which is fine, be angry about it, or they just won't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But very few of them will vehemently defend it now and be, it was the right thing. And we did. Because, well, I can say to everyone, I told you so. That doesn't help either. Because if you keep shaming people over and over again, they become a silent person. And they can still do and think what they want, but never voice their point of view. Never have it be challenged or to be expanded upon. I'm not here to argue with every person I speak to. Nor am I here to have an argument with the point of changing your mind. That's a fallacy. It's very rare you argue with somebody and change their mind. So why do you talk to them? Either to increase your understanding, to allow yourself to be heard, or disprove their point. That's it. I'm not going to bring you onto my side or vice versa. Right? Because if that's my goal, that's my intention, then I'm going to be an absolute, and pardon the word, dickhead. And say whatever I can, be facetious, be rude, be nasty, be condescending, all these things, try and shame you into it.
Yeah.
When's the last time somebody was shamed in changing their opinion? Really? Doesn't happen. Especially when you got guys with pride. Absolutely not. You know, they will argue the sun is green. If they're there, they're there. They're not going to back down from it. So, when it comes to arguing and speaking, that's the vibe.
Thank you very much. That was the end of the episode.
I do go on rants. I do apologize. It is part of my thing, but yeah.
So, as you know, Fitpod, we got nothing to do with politics. It is what it is. You know, we leave that there.
Okay.
It's something that we can't change. You know, it is what it is. Unless we were politicians, and we were singing from the same hymn sheet, then that's a different story. But we're not. We're two regular lads. We're into fitness. We're into health, nutrition, and the main point of this Fitpod was, as I said a year ago now, is to inspire somebody from your story. So, what's your background and how did you get into fitness?
My number one thing is my dad.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the film Lagan?
Yeah.
You know the Singh who's the bowler?
Many times, yeah. Which bowler?
Singh. There's a Singh, Sardar Singh, who bowls in that film.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Big, tall, big Singh, bugger.
Oh, yes.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's my dad. Not the actor, but that character, that person, that view everyone has, the Sarpanch, whatever, that's my dad.
Okay.
Right? Everyone looks at, Kailash in that way. That's him. So he's a big farm boy from India, just farm boy from India, right? He's always been fit and anything else. He came over here in the 70s and went through what he went through. But he's a big, strong guy. So
now there's a problem with all the foreigners.
Yeah, well, like I say, things change, right? So he comes over here, and I grew up being his son, which is fine. But he's the big, strong guy.
Yeah.
There's an expectation right now of, listen, there are Singhs out there, and I'm a Singh, fine. And, there's a lot of fat ones. There's a lot of lazy ones. Where are the strong ones? Where are the guys like my dad? Because I see a lot of shrubby ones. I don't drink, by the way. I see a lot of these other guys acting up and everything else. But where are the guys like him? And if you don't see the example, you've got to be the example. So I thought, well, growing up, I've got to be strong. How do you be strong? You go to the gym. That's just simple as that. You go to the gym and that's it. And you start working out. So for me, I think at university, I started going to the gym and working out and slowly getting into it. You don't really know what you're doing, but you go regularly. A couple of times a week, 3 times a week. Yeah, I'm benching, I'm doing stuff. It's great, fine. And you meet other people like that. Cool. Then study comes. Exams are coming up now, so you focus on that priority. Left university, finished university, come home. I'm working. I did pharmacy. So I'm working and think, right, I live at home. Let's go to the gym in the evening times. I didn't want to go and work out and lift weights again. I wanted something different. So I joined a MMA gym called UTC.
Okay.
In Erdington. Legendary gym. Joined up there and go around and do classes. Had a weights area there too. So I was doing there 3 days a week, 4 days a week, fighting, boxing, wrestling. Loved it. Some great guys there. To this day, I'm friends with some of them and impacted my life hugely. But they had a weights area there as well. And what happened was you go from 4 days a week, 3-4 days a week of boxing, wrestling, fighting, and becoming stronger but not looking strong, to doing weights as well. Then it's 3 and 1, 3 of classes, 1 of weights, 2 and 2, 1 and 3. As you get older, your body hurts, you're a bit sore. I'll do some weights today. I want to do classes, do some weights. Weights take over. and it becomes more of a thing, and you get more visual confirmation of how well you're doing. People go, you look different, you look stronger, you look fitter, you look whatever. And that's how my journey grew. I thought I've got to be that example. That was my main motivation, to be strong and to act strong and look strong. Because there's a whole generation beneath me that are looking at things and things. So being a Singh, who's my example celebrity-wise of my generation to look up to as a Singh? You're my age, come on.
Oh, good question.
Do you remember the film Border?
I've never watched it.
Who's the actor in it? Is it Sonny Deol, a bug?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only example I could think of.
I was going to say the Great Khali.
The Great Khali was, even though he's a Singh, he didn't have a bugger.
Yeah, he didn't.
That's a big thing, right? So there wasn't the thing of, Singhs in generally in Bollywood films are the comedy act. They're the comic relief.
Yeah.
Not the serious guys. But at the same time, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I saw pictures of dead bodies of, like conflicts of Sikh warriors everywhere. Where are those guys now? I don't see them anywhere at all. And in media, around, you don't see an example of a strong Singh. Nowadays, it's changed. Only in the last 5 years, it's changed. You've got, singers, Bangla singers doing really, really well. You've got guys who've made it across mainstream thing. So a guy in a bug is not as strange a deal anymore. You got Diljit. Everyone loves Diljit right now. He's everywhere, right? Sidhu.
Yeah.
Sidhu. I'm not a big Bangla fan. I don't like, me, I do not like Bangla music at all. But I can respect them as an example of a visual mainstay. So that's the difference. For me, it's always been, if I'm going to be a Singh, I've got to look like a Singh. A Singh needs to look and be like this. That was my main drive for being great.
But do you reckon that all the Bhangra drivers, Bhangra singers, is that a good idolization for the youth?
It's the only one they had. You found
they have?
Had. Not have, had. At that time, the example they really had was a Bhangra guy. You got a guy like Bali Jagpal or whatever, who have his hair cut but wear a bug every now and then. Now it's the case that you see these guys performing and being an act on stage, everything else. And yes, it's a bit gangsterfied and a bit, Sidhu was very much an example of that. But they're in the mainstream now. You see a kind of bug and it's not a weird thing. So now you got the example of it. It's someone to look up to. Diljit's a good example to look up to and someone who's made it across the way. I don't listen to his music. I don't know his songs, but I know him as an icon.
As a person, yeah.
As an icon, as a person. That's an example. There's Tandesi in politics. You see him now as well. Okay, a Singh who does something else, fine. And again, for me, it's a case of kids are going to look up to somebody. I'm not saying look up to me at all, no. But I'm saying look up somebody, something of what looks like me. My biggest problem growing up is no one looked like me. Apart from my cousins or whoever else, the Gulbara, there was no one who looked like me at all. I went to a Catholic primary school, all white. I was one of 3 Asian kids in the whole year.
Wow. And
I had a top knot, right, here at the top. And I used to get loose, used to get pulled and everything. I used to get bullied non-stop for it, right?
Hell.
So you got, that's the 80s, right? It's going to be like that. Kids are going to go to, Christ, this crack could go back. I had kids a year above me, because my school was here around the corner of my sister's school. Kids a year above me, white kids, used to bully me, kick me, whatever. Dad goes, just punch him. And he meant it, just punch him. So I'd be there, I'd finish school, go to my sister's school and get picked up. 2 kids a year above me would come up to me and try kicking me, poking me and whatever else. And I'm like, Dad, Dad's like, well, look, don't stand next to me. Because if I'm around, they're going to leave you alone. But when I'm not here, they're going to get you. So go and play. I hit one of them back once, smacked him behind the ear. Next day, their mum gave him pencils, sharpened them. They were stabbing me with them. So I was getting stabbed blood in my white school shirt. They were stabbing me with pencils, sharpened pencils.
Didn't you talk to school or something?
Well, okay. So this happens. I go back to my dad. My dad walks up to their mum and goes, if you are going to give your son pencils, I'm going to give my son a Qurban. And if he chops your kids up to bits, it's on your head. Those kids never came near me again at the school time at all. But Dad told me, if you ever get something like this, and there's 4 or 5 of them, just get one of them. Just get one of them and crack him. Hit him hard and don't stop. Keep hitting him. And what that lesson teaches the other ones is that if he's going to hit one of us like that, I don't want to be the next one.
Yeah.
That's the thing I grew up. But again, my example with Dad was, but who's like me? I'm the only one going through this struggle. I didn't sign up for this. Why am I the only one going through this? But you develop a sense of character, a sense of identity, a sense of growing up. Other kids don't. Other kids just think, as soon as I get old, I'll cut my hair. And loads of kids did.
See, back then, we got away with it in that sense, like hitting back, or parents threatening parents and whatnot. But you can't do that nowadays.
Why can't you?
Because it's just that whole political thing of what's right and wrong. I mean, of course, you can do whatever you want behind closed doors. But the whole problem with this whole education system and this school system has just changed now from back then. Don't you think so?
Well, it's changed for the better in general. For example, my hair wasn't considered a religious thing at all. It's a fashion choice for a number of years at schools. Only in the late 80s did it actually become recognised as a standard piece of religious headwear. So those things have changed for the positive. In terms of, but if someone hits you, you can't hit them back. Why can't you? Well, because the school might react. Let them react. Did you warn them what's happening? Yes. Did they do anything? No. Then do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And let the consequences come. People are always scared to do something because they're feared of the consequences. My bigger fear is the consequence of not doing something. What does that encourage? If you don't do anything here, what are you encouraging the behavior to be? Keep doing it, I'll keep taking it. No.
Would you ever tell your children to hit back?
Uppercut the out of them. I'm not kidding.
I'm just waiting for my little one to start walking so I can bring him to the gym.
Absolutely. Like, my dad would play fight with me and wrestle with me all the time.
Yeah.
Right? We'd make me watch wrestling. He'd get me involved in violent things. Because he said you need to have the capacity for it.
100%.
The last thing you want to see is the guy too scared to do it. It's a horrible world out there, but equally, what's the phrase? Strong men make good times make weak men. Weak men make bad times.
Hard times,
right? And the hard times make strong men.
That's it.
And you need to be the strong example.
Oh, 100%.
And it never changes. That will never change in life as a cycle. You can argue the intellectual part of it, and at no point did my dad allow me to abandon. My mum, I should beg a driver here, abandon the physical and be smarter instead, outsmart them, outwit them. Mum's like, look, I'll get you on the smarts. I'll get you on the education side. I will ride you non-stop and make sure you go educationally. But dad's like, fine, but we're not going to say stop doing anything physical. Right? So I was always, like I am now, I'm always up for an argument, intellectual, physical. I'm like, cool, I'm up for it.
I should have had your dad on here as well.
My dad, the best
would have gave him this seat and sat over there.
The best way to describe my dad is, remember on Facebook something called Lad Bible? My dad is Desi Lad Bibles, right? He's got the stories like you wouldn't believe. He's been through some stuff, and he's got some stories from the 70s, the 80s, 90s, all sorts. India, Pakistan, England, you name it, he knows it. He's just that guy. He's been around, the guy's 70 years old, he's a legend.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And he's become the Sarpanch. You know what Sarpanch is, right?
No.
Every village has got the elder. So you get an elder in the village who were like, when they
okay, yeah.
So we need to go to. They go, who's the wisdom? Who's the old dude? Dad. People come to my dad now, like back in the day, if you had a marriage issue, you go to someone in the area, who's the elder who can sort of like
it's basically the head of the village.
Head of the village.
Yeah.
It was my granddad and my dad's dad before. It was him. Now, just colloquially, it's become my dad. People come to my dad and they go, Kalasab, you're the guy. What should we do about this? And he'll weigh in on his side as well. Right? Because of who he is. He knows.
Yeah, I suppose, when you're the eldest in our culture, you're the eldest. Okay.
He's not the eldest.
Decision.
He's not the eldest.
Oh, he's not?
He's not the eldest, no.
I suppose not back home.
But just seniority. Seniority-wise, he's got that sort of image and reverence. People know him. He's got the face in the area and whatever else.
Exactly, yeah.
And so a big case of hop back to the whole original question, my dad. And the more I think about it, the more true it is.
That's brilliant, that's awesome, because you don't get that much nowadays, because in this society parents are not there in one sense, because they're too busy trying to provide a life, and children are just mostly being grown up on the streets.
I don't buy this line of parents aren't there enough. My dad was working non-stop. We had an off license, had a post office and a pharmacy. He's working in the post office till 5:30, and he didn't spend time and chill with me at all. He was there, and maybe he was there in a role. I got beatings galore, all the time growing up, right? So I don't know how much more there he need to be. Yes, I'd love to have more time with him and spend time with him, have more interest in him. But looking back now, it's a case of other kids say, "Oh, my dad did this to me in the weekend." My dad was too busy either working or fixing the car. He's a mechanic as well, or doing something, doing stuff. And I try to avoid him because if he's doing stuff and I go chill with him, I'm going to be doing stuff. I don't want to be doing stuff. I want to chill and watch TV, right?
No, not in that sense. That's saying when before my dad had a stroke, 30 years he spent, 35 years he spent in Germany. You know, never seen him.
Yeah.
We've been brought up. He used to come back on his days off or holiday times and whatnot. Couple of weeks, 6 weeks holidays, he used to come back here and then he's gone back again for a few months.
Yeah.
You know, literally there was absence. But our mum, you know, she never let us feel that.
No, same. Yeah.
Now saying that, parents are not there, there's a difference now, man. I think because we had no social media back then, everyone was within their family or the only circle of friends. And they were either at the cousin's house or they were at our house, and that's about it. You know, you'd know where everyone is.
Sure.
Nowadays, you've got your phones, everyone's together, and everyone's on their own phone. They're doing their own thing.
In their own world, yeah.
Everyone's in their own world. The father sitting there is in his own world, or go. You know, there's no sense of connection between that family, which we had back then.
Okay, well, let's talk about that generationally. Back in those days, how far away did your cousins live from where you lived?
Oh, my cousins lived next door.
Lived next door, okay. Yeah. And other cousins, another family?
And the other cousins lived in London.
Okay.
And then the cousins that lived next door, they moved to Allen Rock.
Yeah.
Which we found like missions. We're like, we're going far.
Yeah.
London was a different trip.
Yeah,
you had to go there for a weekend, you know, few days we stay there.
Sure.
You know, it wasn't like there and back within a day. No. We would take all our belongings with us, you know.
Pack for it, right? It's a whole trip.
Jump in the boot. I used to sit in the boot.
Yeah. Estate or hatchback?
Estate.
Yeah, same. Got to be an estate, right?
Jump in, put all the duvets, everything in the pillows.
Yeah.
That's it. You're
7 people in one car, no problem at all.
No problem. Everyone's dad's driving, or my granddad's driving at 60 miles an hour. And it's just like, them days are gone, bro.
Yeah.
And them days are never coming back. That's what I mean. Like, when families got together, there was real sense of connection within everybody.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's, you know.
Families move further apart now as well. Cousins live further apart from each other.
Yeah.
Right. I've got my family I've got near me. I live near my parents. My sibling, one lives in London, one lives in Droitwich. Cousins, if you haven't fallen out with them already, over some family bunga, right? Yeah. So then cousins are there. So you try and keep your friends as an extended family. That's more work.
Yeah.
Because your family you need to see and you will see through events in life and whatever else, be it weddings or gatherings or whatever. Friends you got to make more time to go and see because they've also got their own family to contend with as well.
Yeah.
So we try and expand our family settings with friends. It doesn't quite work as well. And you can't do one form replacement like that. So I understand. You're right. Things are different. Things have changed. Also going to London right now, there's congestion charge. Where you're going to park. It's rammed to hell. And I don't understand guys who live in London. Like, bro, your city is baffed. It is just too expensive. I can't stand London.
One city I can't stand. It's overhyped.
It is crazy. Like, look, it's amazing what you've got there. Yeah, but bro, you may have all these things here, but you don't experience any of it because it's too expensive. Yeah, you walk out your damn flat, it's like £20. Well, for breathing, right? Yeah. It is stupidly pricey for everything. Yeah. But then anyone in London, here's the thing about London people. Anyone in London, if you live outside of London, you may as well be in a foreign country. Yeah, because they ain't leaving. Yeah. They ain't going to go there. I'm like, mate, what's so great about here? I've got friends who live in London. They live in this house. It's a semi-detached 4-bedroom house. It's probably cost them upwards of about £700,000. I'm like, okay, cool, but it's not in a great area, man. Not being funny, if I save money, you could be at a nice yard up here. Yeah. Or Manchester, or Liverpool, or wherever. Nice. Yeah, but you know, mate, London. I go, what do you mean London, bro? You live in Harrow. Harrow's not the spot, mate. I don't care what you think you're on. It ain't the one.
Talking about Harrow, that's where my cousin lives.
How appropriate. Yeah, Asians who know, right? Does he argue it's not Harrow at all? He goes, bro, I'm not in Harrow. I'm in Kensington.
They used to live in a flat above this shopping place.
Yeah.
And luckily, a few months ago, we drove past that roundabout, and I was like, was this the roundabout that they used to live at? And I looked up, and that that flat was still there. That restaurant below was still there. We're like, and I took a picture, sent it to my cousin. I says, tell me this is the flat.
This is your spot, yeah.
He goes, yeah, that was that. I was like, what are the chances of that? After like 20 odd years, 25 years, we went back, and I was just driving through, and I was just like, I recognize this place.
Right.
And it was just mad.
Yeah.
It absolutely mad.
It absolutely crazy.
Anyways, back to fitness.
Sure.
Journeys. Tell me a bit about how you got into aesthetics.
Aesthetics. So UTC closed down.
Is that the one on the corner here?
You know the Borscht Centre?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Okay, so Borscht used to be Blockbuster Video.
Yeah.
Above that was a floor.
Yeah.
And above that's another floor.
Yeah.
Those top two floors were the gym.
Ah, yes.
They
had the
whole glass on the outside.
Yeah.
That was the gym.
Yeah.
Then Blockbuster closed down and they bought it downstairs. So it's a 3-floor gym. Massive place. That was there.
That's a fantastic place, for a good gym.
It was an amazing gym. For what it had, the gym, the equipment, everything. It had it going on. They've had, look, Leon Rocky Edwards is from that gym. Vaughan Lee signed to the UFC is from that gym. Fabian Edwards is now in Bellator, is in that gym. They all come from that gym. Yannick Bahati's there as well. All these guys who are into MMA, you know these names. They all came there. They all saw it all. So it was a known place. It's probably the best place in England. And I'm not saying that lightly. Yeah, because they can say, we got a world champion at our gym. World champion of the UFC comes from the UTC. Yes, he's moved on to Renegade now and everything else, and he's moved out. Absolutely fine. But he came from UTC. That's the first gym. So it shut down. You see how far it is from aesthetics up the road. Now I went to aesthetic before it was aesthetic. It was something else. It was Body Blitz or something.
Flex
Physiques.
Body Blitz and then Flex Physique. And
so Flex Physiques was there, and I joined that. Okay, this is cool. I saw the French guys there. Just said hello to them. I'm a friendly enough person. That was it. And then I started training, and then Wahid took over.
Yeah.
And AK was there. And then one day, someone was talking about football, and AK is a massive United fan.
Yep.
I'm an Arsenal fan. We started talking, and then it just spilled out from there. Got to know more people, because the gym's actually a very friendly place. Guys are there to do what they need to do and get on with it. And some gyms can be intimidating. They can be very, like, I hate saying, meathead gyms, just all and very cliquey. This didn't have that vibe at all. It was quite chilled and quite laid back, and you talk to people, you spot me, yeah, sure, fine. And you work into it, you meet people, give a heads up. And guys, here's something girls don't do. Guys at the gym can just get along.
Yeah. And
slowly chat and build up. And you ask my guy, yeah, we're cool, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And talk about things.
Second session, third, we're out having dinner.
We're out having dinner, mate, but we're good. Right, spot me, yeah, good. You look good, man. Yeah, what's happening with that? Yeah, you handle, you change your grip. Why do you change your grip there for? Oh, I feel it more my lap that way. Oh, really? All these things will come out. You try little bits and bobs and change things. And fitness has changed now. So that actual interaction there of learning different variation techniques, you have YouTube videos or clips or TikToks or whatever saying the exact same kind of things you pick up from the gym. Little gym tips, little gym things as well.
Yeah.
But nothing better than having someone watch your form and say, bro, that's wrong. No, your knee's going too far forward, all these things. And whereas before there's an ego, the ultimate humbling thing in the gym is the weight.
Oh, 100%.
I don't care how big your ego is, mate. The weight will humble you.
Yeah.
Oh, I can curl 20 kg dumbbell. Great. You can curl it? Yeah, easy. All right, do it 10 times. Yeah. Do it 20. Do it 30. Do it 40. It's going to beat you. Gravity is not your friend. It will beat you. Right? Up the weight, eventually it will beat you. So it always will humble you.
I know.
And that's probably one of the great things about it. No matter how big your ego is, no matter how great you think you are, you're going to get humbled eventually.
Yeah.
And you accept that.
See, what do you think of AK today who hasn't turned up? Because I did say it to him in the morning.
What do you think about it's an imaginary person. They're not here right now.
Yeah, I forgot to introduce him.
AK's AK. He's forgotten to turn up. Okay, cool. Pachara.
We'll have to find out tomorrow why.
We'll find out the excuses tomorrow. I guarantee there'll be 2 or 3 different ones. But so what? It's banter now. It's gonna be. You can put up an episode called the invisible guest, and just film this section here of emptiness, and just be like, ask the questions, right? And then you can do, if you're really creative, you can chop up AK's voicemail of why he didn't make it.
The thing is, he didn't even answer the phone. I just have to show the messages on screen. Sorry, bro.
And you calling him while he's writing the next one. Just answer the phone call, bro. No,
man,
no.
I'm calling him. He's sending me messages. I'm thinking, just answer the phone.
He doesn't want that smoke. He doesn't want that smoke.
Wow.
That's all it is. But next time.
Well, the thing is, we only give one chance on this show.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
No second chances?
No second chances. Especially if you're going to let me down like that and not answer my phone.
The worst thing is he probably drives past you on the way home.
He does?
He does.
He goes past?
Yeah. See what I mean? Nothing's going in his favor right now. Oh, man.
He lives far, but...
AK. That's what I'm going to do. Just look at you and be like, what the hell, man? Okay.
Anyways, moving forward.
Yeah.
So your background is from pharmaceutical.
Yep, healthcare.
Right, healthcare. Tell me a bit about that.
What do you want to know?
How did you get into that? Why did you choose?
My mum's a pharmacist.
Your mum's a pharmacist?
She is. Yeah, mum's a pharmacist. And she owned her own pharmacy. So healthcare to me was always a thing, okay, yeah, this makes sense. It makes logical sense. And in terms of helping someone, there's a big thing of, I'm not very religious. I'm really not. But there's a big thing in religion of culture called seva, which is helping people or serving the community.
Yeah.
I've always thought being in healthcare does that because you are helping other people. You're doing things for other people.
Of course, yeah.
So I went. I saw mum do pharmacy. Mum's a bit of a trailblazer. She owned her own pharmacy in the 88. She bought her own pharmacy.
Oh wow!
As on her own name as well. And she told me the racism she went through to get that. So and she owned it herself. Wasn't under her son's name, a guy's name or a husband's name. No, she went out there, got the loan, got the contract, got the mortgage, got everything in her own name, and did it.
Awesome.
So that's mum. So pharmacy, what I went to do in Manchester. Went to University of Manchester, loved it. I was never good at exams. I'm good at knowing stuff and talking about things.
You probably sat there arguing with the exam paper.
I actually...
No.
I did argue with a couple of lecturers in my first year at university. And they actually marked my card. And literally guys told me afterwards, because you've argued with blah, 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 they're going to mark you down every time they get a chance. And I had retakes every year. Based on... And you know, it's just some guys were like, I don't get it, man. You taught me and I got like 60, 70%. And here's you with like 39. Okay, yeah, pass marks 40 as well. Go figure. Right? Yeah. Oh, believe me, I've had some trial tribulation at university.
Oh, bloody hell.
Like, yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Should just shut your mouth, crack on with it.
But that wouldn't be me, would I?
Yeah, true.
Right? I got through at the end. So that was into healthcare, working pharmacy. One thing I did appreciate about the course of pharmacy was you learn to critically assess things. Critically assess evidence and documents and research. So it's like, okay, here's the paper. Go read it. Is it good enough? Where's the evidence coming from? What are the sources? You look at those up as well, please. Is it peer reviewed? Is it this? Is it all these things? And it got you into a habit of doing it because my course wasn't a bachelor's of science. It was a master's. So it's an extra year of doing a dissertation. Mm-hmm. And the first half of that year, you do a massive written dissertation on just a clinical review. The second half was a dissertation on a project. And they really, really made you work and look at sources and look at research and look at data sets and everything else. And that skill, even though you don't use it in pharmacy, I've used more in life. When you have debates with people about, oh, what's the evidence for this? What's the point by using behind that? And you learn the benefits of knowing these things and the limitations of knowing these things. Case in point, you're going to ask me about steroids at some stage. We've discussed it before.
Which was my next question.
Next question, right? Ask about steroids in the gym. Is it safe? What do I think about it?
Mm-hmm.
The evidence would say it's not safe. The research would say it's not safe. But here's the thing. The research is only to a certain amount of testing, on a certain spectrum of tests, on a certain dosage, on a certain level. It doesn't know the unknown. It doesn't know if you take more
It doesn't
than
know
this.
what we know.
the bro knowledge, right? But it doesn't have the data to know, well, if you take this dose for this long and this many people, this is what we're going to see. We know it could be theoretically bad. It could theoretically be good, or it could be bad. It could have these side effects. But it's outside the realms of testing to know. The doses people use in bodybuilding are not commonly seen in conventional medicine. They're not. So if someone goes to me, yeah, bro, this is good for me. I couldn't tell you. I know the side effects of this drug. I know the compound of the drug. I know how it works in the body. But medicine is not a case of, well, if it does this much at this strength at double strength, it would be double the amount of effect. No. Your body will saturate, if other hormones will be involved, there'll be break points, there'll be absorption levels, there'll be volume distribution in the body. All these other factors will come into it. Because 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. 1 + 1 could equal C. Why are we changing form now? Because when you add this compound to that compound, and your body thing went up, testosterone release went up as well, what you didn't account for was your body, testosterone is a whole hormone. Your hormones are in a beautiful balance. One goes up, one goes down, one goes left, one goes right, all to balance out. But lo and behold, by taking so much of one hormone, the other ones went out of whack. Suddenly you felt fatigue more, or you had this, or you had that. All these things that we could or could not happen. That's why my advice to anyone taking steroids has always been, before you start, have a blood test. Then don't start. Give it 3 months, have another blood test. The key point is, at these 2 blood tests, we now know what your base levels are. We now know what's you are normally. Not 1, you need at least 2. 1 can be random. And across 2, what things stay the same, what's changed.
Yeah.
If nothing's changed across 2 of them, that's your base level. Yeah. If you're going to go on a cycle, go on a cycle, fine. I can't really advise what the best cycle is because I'm not into it like that. I'm into it in terms of safety efficacy. But I'm not in terms of what's most effective, what's most bang for your buck. Is Tabinalol better than Anavar? It's better than I don't know enough about it. I can read about it, but no one's going to have the research to the level that I would accept as being legitimate scientific research. Have your cycle. Do a test again. Let's see how your body's responding. That I can read. I went to the course after pharmacy in advanced healthcare assessments to read blood tests to understand what the hell this stuff actually means. That's where it gets interesting. That's what, okay, so you know what, your body's running like this, that. This has gone up. That's not affected to it. That could have gone up from this, but it hasn't. All these things. I'm nerdy. I find that interesting to know that sort of stuff. And it's a skill you've got to keep sharp and keep reading about. But the key factor I was always taught by doctors was, if ever you read a blood test, you don't treat the blood test, you treat the patient. If some things are high on a blood test form, ask a question. Do you feel this way? Are you feeling these effects? If not, then it's within range for them. If you're not seeing what the blood test is telling you should be seeing, their level may be okay for them. So there's no need to treat it just yet. That was interesting.
So you're saying what's on paper not necessarily is the effect.
If you've got huge amounts of CKP, which indicates swelling in the body, right? If you've got massive levels of that, I'm thinking in my head, but you're on a shed load of steroids. Steroids are anti-inflammatory. You should have really low levels of that. Why is it so high? So I go to you, Nasty, you're feeling sore, you're feeling tired. Nah, bro, I feel good. So in my head I'm thinking that you should be feeling something because this is really high levels. No? Interesting. So the testosterone in his body is not bringing down the levels of swelling in his body from working out, which I thought it would do because steroids are anti-inflammatory. This one didn't. Interesting. So his body's not reacting in that pathway. But he's not got any soreness or tiredness or anything else. Crack on. Okay. Things you keep an eye out for. Oh, you got gyno. Okay, fine. Gyno's going to happen if you can have them huge amount of testosterone. Okay, well, have you got gyno? Your testosterone levels are high for a guy, but I'm not seeing any gyno. So that's interesting as well. But I thought, that, again, you treat the person, not the blood test. That doesn't apply to steroids. It applies to everything in medicine. Treat what you see. Treat what the patient tells you. Back up the confirmation with this. Some things on here, this thing, you will not see in the person. But you know it's happening to them. So you have further tests. That is a key point of anything. The science is there, but it's not full. It's not complete. We may know in 20 years' time there'll be scientific tests done on groups of people who've used steroids and what the long-term prognosis is. It may come out well. It may well come out then. But even then, it's very hard to use that evidence as evidence because there'll be other factors involved. Were they doing other drugs? Were they heavy drinkers? What was their lifestyle like? All these other 50 different variables that may also be a factor in the case. So it's never a case of, I read one survey, one research project, and it told me this. That's what I'm going to base my whole evidence on. we have a tendency as adults to look for the one thing that supports our arguments. It's called confirmational bias. That proves my argument. That's what I'm going to use from now on. Okay, that's one paper. Fine, one paper. Okay, peer reviewed. No, one paper. Okay. If I can produce 6 more of the opposite arguments, will you accept it? It's not good enough. No. That's why people say to me, do your own research. I always go to them, what research is good enough? I know what I think is good enough. But for somebody else, I may not agree with that. Mm. Be it on steroids, be it on medication, be it on anything.
That's interesting, you know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now, see, my next question would be, what are some of the potential benefits of steroids use for medical purposes, and how are those benefits weighed against the potential risk?
People who have issues with actual low levels of testosterone in their body need replacement therapy anyway, be it from prostate issues, be it from whatever.
You know, TRT.
Testosterone replacement therapy, yes.
Is that good?
Is it good? Yeah.
Because a lot of people are talking about it. That's all
I support
asking.
it. I support it. But the trouble we have is guys who do it don't do it
properly.
Clinically. Not properly, clinically.
Okay.
They do it, bro. I feel a bit bad. I'll take a test a week. I'll keep me topped up. Cool. That might be the right dose for you. It might be too high for you. It might not be enough for you. Right? Are you blood testing as well? I'm fully supportive of it. If you want to do it as a grown-ass adult, go for it. There are benefits to it, absolutely. Just don't abuse it. You can use steroids or you can abuse steroids. A lot of bodybuilders abuse them. Let's be honest, it's abuse. Yeah. You've got massive cardiomegaly, huge heart, because the heart's a muscle, grown so big, you got a heart attack at age 45. You know, you're abusing steroids. You're abusing human growth hormone. You know, when you've got massive overgrowth in the growth belly and everything else, and your hips are growing out, you're abusing the drugs. Not using, you're abusing them. You abuse them to get to where you want to get to. And to you, that's usage. To me, that's body abuse. Right? I want to see guys live longer. I've seen guys and I've seen work out and I go, bro, you look brilliant, but I really want you to live to see 40. Yeah?
You're 38, but calm down.
Calm it down, bro.
I need you to get to 40.
Yeah.
Because that's when it all kicks off.
That's when I want you to get the old man pain when you wake up. And this when when you get up and sit down again. I want you to feel that, right?
Exactly, you know. I want you to feel what I'm feeling.
I want you to feel the need to join yoga classes like I'm doing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. My training's changed. You see me in the gym now. I always stretch.
Oh, that's one thing I don't do.
I've got back issues galore. I've had them for years, right? And I had a osteopath who's amazing, who basically went to on a chiropractor for years, who just kept treating me and come back 2 weeks' time. Osteopath goes to me, Bal, you know what it really is? You may go to the gym and fine, but you're all front chain. You're all your front. There's very little rear chain build up at all. And your glutes are shit. They don't fire at all. Your hamstrings are always turned on. Your back is always in pain because doing all the work because your glutes aren't doing fuck all. Wow. Go and get a PT and tell them to work your glutes. Right, okay. But I found a PT who worked in body mechanics. He was really good, a guy called Phil, who unfortunately is retired now. We packed it all in. He was amazing. I went to him for like 2 years and he really worked on the rear chain of action, tried to focus on getting the glutes firing, not just build them, but get them firing in the right chain, the right sequence. The problem I had while doing this was every time I did it, I'd trigger back pain. So I use steroids. I use testosterone.
So you have, then you've been lying to me all that time.
I've never lied to you.
He has been asking, have you ever used steroids? I said no.
I said I had. No, I had. Absolutely have. But I said to you, I've never used them to get big and be strong. It never worked for me. I've never taken a high enough dose. I worked out, listen, I need a constant anti-inflammatory in my body. So I always needed something. So I thought, you know what? If I take testosterone, 0.5 ml a week, that's it. That's a constant. I look at the half-life profile, all these other things people don't do. I go, that should help me. And the first, I went to Phil, I do an exercise with Phil, routine with Phil, I come home, next day, back's gone. And I'd be out for 4 days, thinking I'm in agony, hobbling around and working in the pharmacy. It was terrible. So I thought I'll do something. So I got to get my hands on some testosterone. And start using it.
Mom, you got any test?
See, I never got from the pharmacy because it costs too much.
Wow.
It's like £121 a vial.
Dear.
Yeah, it's incredible. So go to the guys who do steroids. Like, you got to test. Yeah, okay. How much is it?
Is it the same thing or?
Because here's the thing. I don't know. I don't think it is. It's probably not as strong, in all fairness. I think, in general, there's no way it's going to be a higher strength than what's listed, is it?
Mm.
It's more likely to be a lower strength than what's listed.
Yeah.
When you get it from a pharmacy, the reason why it costs so bloody much
It's
is
the
because
proper.
efficacy's been tested and treated as a batch number and a route and a product license and all these other things.
Yeah.
So you know it is what it is.
Yeah.
And also drug companies control it as well. Let's not lie about things as well. There's some price marking as well. The UK is blessed when it comes to drug prices. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, okay? The NHS is a motherfucker when it comes down to this, okay? They set a price, the drug therapy set a price. They go to companies. If you want us to prescribe your drug in the UK, you can't charge what you charge America. No. We want a set rate and a much lower rate than what you're charging. Drug companies go, no. If you want to sell your drug in our market, you want to be approved to our market, we want to get a price out of you.
Wow.
And the best thing the government do, it's a good and bad thing, if they go, right, that's the price, we agree, okay? And here's what we're going to do. We're not going to buy it off you. The pharmacies are. And they're going to try and get a discount off you as well because they're businessmen. And whatever price they get it off them, we're going to audit them every year. If they get it for £2 less, guess what? Next year, we're going to pay them £2 less for that drug as well. So there's a corkscrew effect. Every year the price of drugs goes down because pharmacies negotiate such a good price. And it goes down and down and down. Sometimes it fucks up and goes up. That's fine. But generally, we fight so hard for drugs to be approved in the UK. Companies want to be approved in the UK. To get approved in the UK as a drug is a worldwide pass. Every drug company in the world, every drug system, you're approved in England. You're okay in the UK. You're good for us, mate. You're golden. You pass their product license, you're golden. You're good. So it's a gold standard for them.
Yeah.
Then the UK drug market as well has a thing where they give R&D research. If you do your research in the UK, we'll give you 20% off your tax breaks as well. So drug companies get tax benefits and tax breaks in kind for doing research in the UK too. One of the very good things about the UK healthcare system is that the way drugs are managed and controlled. Where an inhaler, a blue one, is £1.01 for an inhaler, and in America it's $95.
What?
And that blue one, yes, mate, yeah. America's a mother, right? $95. The way an EpiPen in the UK is £37 trade price. You won't pay that ever. In America, it's nearly $1,000. That's an EpiPen. If you want to breathe, if you want to react, if you want to live, you need that. Right? The blue inhaler, when you can't breathe, that's a reliever. Quick relief. If you're short of breath and you're getting an attack coming on, you need that straight away. $95 in America.
You're dead.
You're fucked. You can't afford to be ill. You can't afford to be ill.
Wow.
So I know we don't want to talk politics too much here, but that's why I'm so fervent about supporting and protecting the UK healthcare system. It's a mess. It really is. But it's a damn sight better than someone saying, bro, I'm broke because I got cancer. I'm broke because I got a drug bill. True. Yeah?
We don't think of it like that.
We don't.
We take it as granted. That I put my hands up to it. There's a lot of things that I don't like about UK, but
Yeah.
the health sector,
I mean,
it
bad
is a blessing.
It's bad in so many ways. It really is bad in so many ways.
When the shit hits the fan,
You're so
you're
grateful.
there. It is what it is. You're there.
You see Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Breaking Bad's one guy saying he's got cancer and he does a drug empire.
Yeah.
In the UK, he goes to hospital and they treat him.
My next question.
Go on.
What is the relationship between steroids and other forms of drug use, such as stimulants and opioids?
People who are on steroids generally have a higher improved levels of adrenaline, levels of testosterone in the body, more drive, more energy. Okay? They may feel because they're so highly strong, they're not getting the same feeling they got before. And they may train harder and train stronger and what have you. Opioid abuse generally is people who are injured or in pain. They're abusing it to get rid of the pain. Steroids brings down a lot of the pain in your body. So my statement's always been, are you in pain right now? Yeah, I'm really sore. Wow, and you're on steroid? Yeah. slow down a bit, bro. Why? Because you shouldn't be, it's got a constant pain relief in your body of steroids. You shouldn't be needing to take painkillers on top of that. That's signs of overtraining, something else going on. But a lot of guys in the mentality of they must train so much will take painkillers to mask the pain and keep training, which ultimately is counterproductive, but it gets them through it.
You rather rest it.
But then rest is real rest. It's not 1 day, 2 days.
No. Of course, you gotta rest it.
We say that, but then you know what it's like if you're injured.
Yeah.
If I tell you to rest something, yeah, I know I'll see you in a week's time in the gym. I'll be like, bro, this is not resting. Yeah, and that's out of a guy trying to compete or in a cycle.
Yeah.
Right. I know how hard it is too. It's freaking awful. It's the worst feeling ever.
It is.
Because you feel like losing your arm. It's like I've lost my arm now, but I can't go home and sit down and do nothing.
100%.
Look, I love going home. I read comic books. I play computer games. I will, mess around. I'm cool. I need to get out of the house. I need to do something to physically exert something. If I lose that, if it's something I can ride a bike, there you go. How's that? Not really resting, but it's not lifting anything heavy.
Yeah.
Until you fall off the bike.
You know what? I did that once upon a time. A few months ago, I decided to give a gym a total break because my lower back was like literally gone.
Yeah.
I was just gone out of it. I was like,
Yeah.
no, this is not happening. This is going to get worse. Something's going to go wrong. So I'm going to give it a total rest for a week. Like do nothing. Just I want to go.
A week.
And I'm going to go. I'm going to walk.
Oh, okay.
Right. I'm going to go for my walks in the morning, half an hour walk. I should be all right.
Yeah.
At least I know mentally I've done something. I've put
Okay.
my steps in. Fine.
Sure.
Cool. Right. First day, gone out, downloaded a walking tracker or whatever you call it.
Strava,
Right? Did my thing and come back home. It was all right. Second day, did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Third day, I was like, I'm just going to go to the gym and do it on the treadmill because then I've got the lads there. I can speak to them, talk to them, whatnot
Right.
and everything.
Okay.
And just have a little social time as well.
Sure.
Cool. Did that. Third time, back in the gym. Fourth day, back in the gym. Fifth day, I was like, nah. I'll just do it light. And that was the end of it.
That was the end of it. Done. Whereas if you had told me this happened to you, I'd have been like, nah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start doing some rehab work on your back. We'll start working on where the weaknesses are, try and figure out what the problem is, work some strengthening routines into it as well, and address the problem so you're actively doing something to recover, which may take off the need to feel like you're doing something in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We've got Magda in the gym who's freaking phenomenal. Her flexibility and her range of motion is brilliant. I'm jealous of how good she is at it.
Yeah.
Right? But then also there's the benefits of being that good physically in your physical systems, having the things firing off, that you don't get back problems.
I spoke to her and she put me through a few sessions just while she was finishing off, and she does the stretching and everything. I said, look, my back's really hard. I need some help. She said, yeah, when I stretch, you can stretch as well. Mm-hmm. And I did about 2-3 sessions with her. Not even sessions, just at the
joining
end.
in with her.
Yeah, joining in. And honestly, my back was, till today, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's my problem. I don't do stretches at the end.
Why do you think I'm joining up? My gym routine now is cardio first, then the stretches, then if I've got time, the weights. We need to build a gym next door now.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to
I'm
get
in
that.
there. Yoga, I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm there for it, right? It's going to be humbling. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. But I need to do it. And I will bloody-mindedly do it obsessively to get good at it. And also because of the benefits going to be there for it as well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
My couple of last questions before we call it off. And this is an interesting one because it is how effective are drug testing programs at preventing steroid use in professional sports, and what are some of the challenges in enforcing anti-doping policies?
The best analogy I can give straight away to answer that question is if you build a 100-foot wall, the next day, the number one selling item in the world is a 101-foot ladder. right? No matter how much money you put into drug testing, there'll be more money and more benefit into screening and drug hiding. It just will be the case, and that's it. You can argue with WADO, whoever else, and how they're going to test it. I'm no expert in how they test, but I do know the ways you can mask and hide things in drug testing are advanced, way more advanced than you and I can let to believe. And they can hide things for ages, and they can definitely get around situations.
They did back in. There was an
Icarus. Icarus is the one you're on about, the Russia Olympics. You watched the documentary?
Yeah, on Netflix.
On Netflix. So it was
What
Russia.
was it called?
Had the Olympics.
Hall of Shame. Yes, Hall of Shame. Yeah.
Hall of Shame.
Yeah.
This is a different one then.
Which one?
This is a different one. This is a different one back then.
Oh, okay, I watched Hall of Shame. It was based in America. Balco Industries.
Mm-hmm.
It's Balco, not him.
Yeah. It's a good name. It's a good name.
And they were doing that test and all of that, but that wouldn't come in any blood tests.
Yeah.
It'd come up clean. And
Sure.
you think, wow.
Well,
And everyone was it, and all the sports people were on it.
Lance Armstrong made a career out of it. I love Lance Armstrong. I think he's the biggest bell end ever. Right? The guy had books. Lance Armstrong, how do I do it? Drugs, motherfucker. Drugs is how he did it, okay? Simple question. The guy went away, lost a testicle, came back and battered everyone. Okay? And people are like, live strong, wrist bracelets. It's mindset. It's fucking drugs, bro. Okay? He made a fortune out of it. He didn't pay anyone back. He sued people for accusing him of it as well. Never paid them back either.
It's mad.
It's incredible.
I was watching. I was like, I was actually gobsmacked the amount of athletes were on it back then. I mean, even now,
guys argue now footballers are on it.
Yeah.
Doping a while because Arsene Wenger said it about Arsenal when he played against Barcelona. Like, how can a team run that much all year round and never get tired? Liverpool FC, the rumour is all their players are on asthma medication because they expand lung capacity.
Do you reckon CR7's on something? Because for a 38-year-old, I mean,
hey, man,
absolute
you know what?
Ace.
You know what? He might be, he might not. I don't know. He was not on, I wouldn't say he's on steroids. I'd say some performance enhancing things, maybe blood doping or something else as well, maybe EPO or whatever, just for the gas that he's got and for the level he's gone. But equally, he has taken care of himself like few players have before. Yeah. Right? Beckham did the same thing. Beckham went on for years as well. Yeah. A lot of players take care of themselves. A lot of footballers don't. Wayne Rooney, I think, is younger than Ronaldo.
Bro,
look at them.
He looks like 60 years old.
Right. Okay, because the lifestyle is completely different.
It's mad.
Absolutely.
But you know, CR7 is somebody that I look up to, like, to that level of professionalism and where he's gone to, the way he looks, and you think that is the pinnacle. That's the level you want to be at. I mean, we're the same age, right? We might be. Our bank accounts are not the same, but but you know, when I was 27, 28, I looked 40. Lifestyle, life choices that I made back then. But since I've started looking after myself, and yes, I've done cycles here and there, and you know, but I feel great. I feel great, look great. You know, I enjoy my time, my life. Everything is just perfect. You know, I've got a little one, blessed with a little one, family, home.
And you're investing now in yourself in the future.
Absolutely. You know, I want my son to look up to me, to be like me.
Right. You'll be the example.
I have to be the example.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be any short of that.
So the two things I say to you right now is yoga and protect your knees. What are you doing about that?
Bro, my knees hurt.
So straight away. What I've said to you straight away.
We need to sort my knees out.
ATG.
Huh?
ATG.
ATG.
Knee over toes guy. Is a guy who's got this program he has for knee pain and knee rehabilitation. It's good. The science checks out. Astergrass, split squats, everything else. I'll run you through the whole routine we do.
Okay. Because my knees I have a click in my knees now.
Yeah, man. I've got clicks not the issue. It's when the pain comes.
I don't have the pain as much, but sometimes I just feel uncomfortable, and I think it's gonna
go that way.
It's going that way.
So
yes.
we'll work on that. We do stuff around that as well. You know, I'm not trained in any way, shape, or form. I know healthcare. Yeah, I do a lot of reading and research, and I do a lot of programs and understanding what the ideas behind things. And my osteopath, I love to death. He's fucking amazing, and I talk to him all the time about guys. He'll talk to me about the medical side of things, about what's the medical take on this. I'll talk to him about the physical side of something else. This routine, will it work? Will it not work? What are the benefits behind it? He goes, bro, that's legit. Bro, that's bullshit. Bro, that's it. And we talk like that all the time.
My last question. What advice would you give to someone who is considering using steroids, and how can people who have used steroids in the past address any negative health consequences?
I'll do the second one first.
Yeah.
Most steroids broken down by either your kidneys or your liver. Your liver is phenomenal in recovering. Your kidney, not so much. Your liver can go down to 30% of function, 30%, and get all the way back to 100 again. That's the power of recovery of the liver.
In what time?
Depends on the person.
Couple of days?
Yeah, no.
Or a couple of months?
Not at all. If you've got bad side effects from using steroids, right, wild side effects, some things we can't reverse. Cardiomegaly is enlarged heart, we can't reverse that. Other things we can reverse, look at blood tests. So in just a case of, it's not a case of the drug that's the issue. What we ignore here is the psychological side of it. Some people need steroids to function. They're at that level now where their body's shut down. They haven't got any testosterone in their body at all. They are going to fall apart. They can go down to, it's no problem. They can go down to cruising on drugs and get a low dose and cruise along on that.
Yeah.
It's like smoking. You ever smoked?
No.
Anyone who smokes, they are cut down. Yeah, we always say cutting down's fine, but you're going to go up again. Something happens to you, stressed out, you have more.
Yeah.
And you've gone from 40 a day to 10 to 5 to 1. Something happened, back 10 a day, back at 20, back on 30 a day.
Yeah.
That's the
You
problem.
get up there a lot quicker than you come down.
Right, and you get back up there on a drop of a hat. Same thing with steroids. If you're trying to come off them, that's fine. But it's a mentality side to address here as well. What's the mentality of why you want to stop and what you need to address? And are you going to feel okay being weaker? Because you are going to lose strength. You are. You are going to lose the strength, right?
You lose a lot of strength.
Right, okay. And then it's a case of, well, you lost strength now. Oh, bro, but I could do so much more. And some guys cannot come to terms with that. They really can't. It's going to fuck them in the long term. It really is.
Yeah.
But this is where the mental side of addiction comes into, not physical. So the reason why I answered the second question first, because that's the same thing I would pose to someone wanting to start steroids. Here's where you could end up. So what are you going to do to make sure you don't become one of those people? What's your goal? What's your limit? What do you want to achieve? Make it hard, make it set, make it plausible, make it realistic, and say, once I get there, is it going to be enough to stop? And if it's not, then think about it. Why am I doing this? Are you going to compete? Do you want to compete on stage? Is that what it is? Do you want to do that? No, I just want to look good. Okay. What's looking good, Inquire? It's a very, very generic term, looking good.
Yeah.
How big do you want to be? Get a size, get an image, get something. And once you hit that, okay, you're there.
But the thing is, once you stop your cycle, it all goes back to square one.
Well, no, that's not true.
No?
Not all. It go back to zero, does it? That's bullshit. Come on.
It feels like it.
No, but it doesn't. This is your mentality and your perception. It's not the reality. People have PCT for a reason. Post-psychotherapy to keep their gains or keep most of their gains or whatever.
See, a lot of it goes, and it's just like, shit.
Well, how good's your post-psychotherapy? Yeah? You try and tell me you build muscle mass and it magically disappears. No, you build and grow muscle mass. Do you maintain it properly? Do you exercise properly? Do you eat properly? Do you rest properly?
Yeah.
People on steroids do not rest properly at all. It keeps them going. They go the next day again. Are you getting enough hours of sleep as well? You can conceivably keep a lot of the gains, depending on how much gains there is, if you commit your lifestyle around it towards it and do it without steroids. Steroids can shortcut some of the things that you need to do, though. And that's the problem. Okay? You know, if you want to get a six-pack and walk around a six-pack the whole time, your diet's got to be on point. Hard. No binging, no messing around, no sort of stuff at all. You got to be on it. Is that achievable? If you're Ronaldo, yeah, probably.
Again, you know, the thing is when you're at that level of professionalism, you have everything done for you.
Right.
You know,
and
which helps.
And the point is, you're trying to idolize that, knowing there's that level of help done for you.
Yeah.
You don't have that yourself in your life.
I'm quite blessed because I've got everything prepared for me.
You have, but you still haven't got like Ronaldo's got to have you.
Oh, no. Of course not.
Right? You haven't got the science like that, though.
But I'm better than a lot of people because I've got my own place. You know, they cook my food for me the way I want it.
Yeah.
The weight, the grams, the this, that, everything is measured.
Sure.
And you know, that is a massive help for me.
It really is.
Huge. I can get my 3 meals prepped in the morning, fresh every single day, not a problem.
And who's doing your blood test for you?
Transform now.
How often?
Big up to Doc.
Big up to Doc, yeah, absolutely.
I get my blood around about twice every year.
Twice a year?
Yeah.
Nowhere near enough then if you're doing a cycle and everything else to know what you need to be at.
Yeah.
I would say you need at least every 2 months. Every 3 months. Just know where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You need that. If you're going to, if you want to keep that, so the image I pointed out right now is one of NASA put himself in his boxes.
You can show them. They're not boxes.
There. NASA wants to look like this all year round, okay? Six-pack, abs, haircut, everything, all right? All that kind of thing.
The only thing achievable here is the haircut.
Bro, I'm looking at your hair right now. I'm like, nah, no,
that's
it's not.
Because
yeah, no, now, fam. I'm getting grey as well, okay? You can dye it all you want, but you know it's getting shorter at the sides.
Photoshop.
But, yeah, so you can try and get like that and be like that and stay like that. But the amount of work that requires to be like that all year round. Everyone lies. Look, everyone lies. People get in shape, look amazing, have 25 different outfits they wear, and post those photographs all bench-jawed year long. That's what they do, okay? Most guys who do shows, they hate it. They're not happy. They go on stage. They look at the pose. The week after, though, when they put a little bit, they refuel a little bit, and they look awesome. Not stage awesome, but awesome. Mm-hmm. Bam, the photos are on them, fam. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And they post them for a whole year.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you do.
That's what you do, right?
Yeah.
But everyone else thinks themselves, my guy looks like that all year round. Wow.
You can't.
I
I believe if I was getting paid to look a certain way and that was my job, then that's a different thing.
How much pay?
600 million in Saudi.
600 million in Saudi.
In
right,
Saudi,
okay.
Playing football.
So in your reality, never, but okay, fine, you can understand that.
But you know what I mean? If I was getting paid, that was my job, I was getting paid to look a certain way, then okay, that's my job. I have to,
Look at Bollywood movie stars. Look at movie stars in general. They're on gear.
All of them
They're
are.
on shed loads. They're on they're on fantastic cycles. But they're on cycles, right?
100%.
But they're not declaring it. Some of them even turn around and make fitness apps. The guy who plays Thor, Chris Hemsworth, turns around and makes a fitness app called Center, showing his workouts he does to look like Thor. Bro, I look at you now, your arms are not that big, okay? You're not on the juice right now, okay? Your fitness app workouts, you're not as big as Thor. Why is that? Because you're not on the shit-turning gear.
Exactly.
But guys will be like, I want to look like him. No.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Not doing what he does.
Yeah.
Not doing what he does. So, I'd love it if they posted what they took.
See, if I took my top off now, it would be absolutely nothing like that.
Right, okay.
But I'm all right.
How long will it take you to get to this here? How long?
3 solid months.
3 solid months. How much gear?
Minimum.
What's minimum gear? What's minimum
I can't
gear?
remember. That was a couple of years ago now. I can't remember. It was just test.
And?
I can't remember,
So here's how much we lie to ourselves, okay? You say minimum gear. I said test and.
There was something.
Test.
It was a
this
mix.
is what I mean. There's
yeah,
other things, right? There's fat burners as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but this is what I mean, though, right? It's all these other things. But I ask minimum gear. No, bro, it's not minimum gear. Minimum gear would just be test if it was just minimum gear. Yeah. But it's not. It's other things as well. That we lie to ourselves and we kid ourselves and we don't admit to fully what it was.
Oh, I've never shied away from it. If someone's asked,
you don't. But in your own head, you said minimum gear. I'm like, minimum gear to me would just be test.
Yeah.
But to you, it's and right?
Yeah.
And these are all factors where we say, I did a little bit, You did more than other guys would do, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Look
why
good.
not show me up, mate?
Hey,
On my own show.
On your own show.
Health, fitness, nutrition.
Yeah, because you know what it is, bro? We lie to ourselves. In the nicest way possible, we lie to ourselves, okay?
100%.
No one's infallible, right? Not at all.
I've always been like, if I'm on something and if somebody asks me, I've been honest about it. I've never hid it.
Sure.
But there are people out there who's like, nope, I'm natural. I'm this. I'm that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We discussed TRT. I'm thinking about doing TRT. Yeah. I'm 40 years old. I think I'm at the right level where I can think about doing TRT. But the reason I'm not doing it yet is because I haven't got the blood test sorted and I haven't got the mentality of if I was to do it, how would I do it and everything else. But I'm at an age where it's a relevant thing to think about.
Yeah. Me too. I'm 38.
Yeah.
So
right. So then it's a thing to think about. but it would have to be controlled. And then my luck I have is I've never done big courses before. I've done body transformation on steroids before. So I don't think I'd have the inclination to go up and up and up and up and up in doses and start abusing it, because I've only ever used it on a small level dose for recovery on back pain, and it was brilliant.
It's nice. Bal,
Yes, sir.
it's been absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
But like I always say, all good things come to an end. But we'll definitely do another episode with our invisible friend, AK, who didn't just show up. But it's been really, really good. Talking about steroids and stuff. I think that
Sorry, I had
was
to ramble too much as well. Apologies.
No. I mean, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. That's why, I wanted to have a healthcare professional to come on and just shed some light on certain things. And
Sure.
It's been wicked. But on the next episode, we'll talk intensively about certain things that I can put together.
Okay. No problem at all.
And, which are generally in use at the moment, and certain drugs and bits and pieces. And, for people who don't 100% understand certain bits and pieces. So for them. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, bro. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And God bless you. It's been phenomenal.
Good times. All right.
Thank you. Peace.